Hello there, my name is Amanda Twebaze. I am a nutritionist, but I also do host this show for the past, I think, 1 year and something months with you. Thank you so much for always tuning in to this show. It's a pleasure that we can talk about health and wellness in focus specifically on nutrition. So on the show today, we will start with our food throne and then head into our discussion room, and then I'll leave you with, the wellness quote like we always do. But before I head into our food throne, where our French beans are featuring today, I would like to let you know on how you can actually, follow me on social media platforms so that we can be in constant communication even during this show, and I can, get your feedback. That's how other people send in their questions, so why not you as well? On Instagram, my handle is Food Witness. On Facebook, the page name actually is Amanda Twebaze-Nutritionist. On YouTube, the channel name is Amanda Twebaze-Nutritionist. On WhatsApp, you can also send in those inquiries directly on 0782152610. As easy as that. Now let's head into our food throne. The food throne today has French beans. French beans I do love because you don't need to eat so much of them, and yet, in one meal, and yet there's so much to benefit from them. Their taste it's not sour, it's not sweet, so it can go in pretty much any sauce you want to mix it up with. But it also has vitamin E, it has some vitamin C, it has iron, it has fiber as well. It's also a protein because it's beans. I mean, French beans, you cannot go wrong with them. So you might want to add them to your diet if you're diabetic, if you have high cholesterol, if you have high blood pressure. These are some of the foods, low calorie actually. Almost or little carb in them, or little sugar in them, and those are natural sugars that are naturally found in them. But at the same time, they offer us high protein, they offer us lots of vitamins and minerals which those particular diseases depend on, for your body to thrive and actually maintain a state of health for you. So those are just a few examples of the people that might use them, but generally families should also have them incorporated into their family meals because everyone can benefit from them. Try and teach your kids how to start eating some of these things. These are some things that you can make finger foods actually, so it might be fun for the kids to eat if you have a nice dip where they can, a soup or a nice salad dressing where they can dip these into and then munch on when you've cooked them. That might be a nice way to encourage kids to actually eat. So yeah, that's all about our French beans today. Let's head into our next segment, which is the discussion room. Betty starts us off today in our discussion room, and she was saying she has a kid who doesn't eat at all. What should she do? Well, I think your best bet when it comes to children, because their appetites are just unpredictable, like whether they're healthy or not, or sick, they're like that. So kind of also get used to that, but also that means you don't get tired when their appetites are low. That's your time to actually up your game. And in this particular phase, you might want to, this is when you need to allow them to explore as much as possible. Allow them also to discover themselves when it comes to food, their food preferences. And that means on your part, you have to be bringing in new foods as much as you can. You have to be cooking foods in different styles as much as you can. Blend foods with other foods as well. Don't give them this food, the same style, because if you're doing that, then you're really not helping these children to, learn and discover and adventure into the world of food. And those are some of the reasons that actually make children have really low appetites, or just think, food is, it's something that, should be a by the way instead of a priority. So make it fun, make it adventurous for them, and you might find that, they start to improve with their eating habits. Let's go into our second question that's coming in from Dorcas. Dorcas says, my child, okay, today we have so many questions on children. That's nice. She says, my child was diagnosed with autism. I was told to reduce or leave out processed foods, dairy foods, sugars, and starchy foods. I'm here very challenged on the type of foods I can give him so as to reduce on the symptoms. He is 3 years old. Kindly advise. Okay, so when you're dealing with a child with autism, usually what we see, especially food-wise, as their challenges is their the health of their stomach lining. So they tend to have a lot more difficulty, with utilization of food, you know, metabolism. Also, they tend to have a lot of challenges as well in terms of discomfort in their stomachs. They have bloating a lot, so you might want to also, you know, have foods that actually are light on their bodies or on their stomach lining, so that they don't have to go through a lot of, you know, digestion and then have to do a lot of work to be able to utilize this food. So those foods that are easily absorbable, those foods that go through the system really easily and smoothly, that means you're going to have to do a lot of soups, smoothies, you know, purees for them. You're going to have to include a lot of vegetables for these children as well, and rightly so, they told you to leave out processed foods, so you're going to be focusing mainly on natural foods. That means go to the market, that means plant your own foods at home, that means go and visit the garden, because or go to farmers markets, because that's really important. So with them, try and go as natural as possible, but also try and give them foods that are smooth, both in consistency but also in terms of, you know, the digestion requirements. Our third question is coming in from Fahad. He says, what nutritional benefits are there in blueberries? Blueberries are yummy. They give our foods really nice flavor and also color. That's one important thing about them. Here are the lessons that we can learn from, you know, the nutrition content of blueberries. Blueberries, because of that, you know, characteristic color they have, that blue blackish color that they give, or purplish color that they give, we are definitely going to be getting antioxidants from these, and these, you know, are health promoting chemicals in our bodies. That's one really basic, really major nutrient that you get from blueberries, and, you know, you should include them in your diet, because there are some other foods that don't have antioxidants and we tend to ignore a lot. These little foods that actually are packed with antioxidants that actually protect us from, you know, cell damage, you know, they protect us from inflammation, they protect us from diseases worsening or getting to a, you know, a severe point. So really, we should be focusing on foods like this. And thank you, Fahad, for asking this, because it just reminds us that, you know what, we need to make sure every single day we have had an antioxidant food in our menus. So that's it, Fahad. Let's go into our fourth question that's coming in from Steven. Steven says, may you please recommend for me a good porridge for infants? Okay, so when it comes to infants, like we know, they're delicate and eating with them is like an exam. Yeah, so you want to get a porridge that is more organic, so it has more, you know, if you're looking at the ingredients list, you'll find more natural foods than, you know, this particular formula and this chemical and the other chemical in it, which is not natural food. So you want to have foods that, you know, you can actually identify. It says pumpkin, it says, you know, sweet potato, it says maybe maize in there. So yes, look out for those that are packed more with natural foods. And then even as you try and, you know, check the ingredients list again, try and see that there are foods, the foods in the ingredients list are coming from different food groups, so that you have a more balanced meal. So you want to have a protein in there, maybe it is milk or mushroom or soya. You want to have a carbohydrate in there, which is maize or, you know, rice or millet. You want to have vitamins and minerals, so they could have put some pumpkin or pumpkin seeds in there. Just make sure that the porridge that you're choosing is more balanced, because then you are giving your child a lot more to benefit from in terms of all the nutrients they need to actually develop and grow. So that's it, Stephen. A few pointers for you there. So the last question is coming in from Lynn. She says, hello, Amanda. I wanted to know about fibroids. What foods and other things can one do to get rid of them? For fibroids, if you have highly inflamed body, you know, from the foods that you're eating, from the stress that you're undergoing, you might be worsening the situation of fibroids and just letting them, you know, grow bigger and bigger and worse every other day. So you might want to look into inflammation as well. You want to get foods that fight off inflammation, foods that also have a neutral pH, that are not so acidic, say, you know, okra, cucumbers, and then those that fight off inflammation that, you know, are really strong at it, you know, say chilies, you know, say ginger, say thyme. Yeah, so that means we're going to have to include also a lot of herbs into our foods and our teas, because that would really help a lot to fight off the, you know, inflammatory properties that come from the other foods we eat or the other environmental factors that actually disturb or distress our bodies, and that could actually make fibroids worse. So look into inflammation so much and you will see that there's a really great improvement. But also look into stress, because in itself, the mental stress, because that's another big thing that actually is, you know, making these fibroids so prevalent and really hard to deal with. That was the discussion room. I'm going to now take you into our take of the week, which is really the opinion that counted the most, I think, on the Facebook page this week. So the take of the week is going to Kwesiga Dwayne Ivan this week, and we were asking a question on the Facebook page. This one was just really to make, you know, sometimes you need to get some laughter out of you, so this one was really just to do that, particularly that. And it was saying, how many minutes do you have to wait after eating food before you leave a party so that it doesn't look like you just came for the food? And Ivan says 10 minutes before you leave the party, then pretend as if you're going to pee and don't come back. So Ivan, I think you're the master of tricks. When we did tricks, we'll come to you. But anyway, that was just for laughter's sake. Let's go into our wellness quote now and see what, you know, I leave with you to keep you in that spirit of wellness and health for the week. Our wellness quote simply says, if you keep good food in your fridge, you will eat good food. So there is no, you know, magic tricks about it. Even if you don't have a fridge, don't give me that excuse. You will have somewhere that you store your food. If you keep good, healthy food in your storage area, then you'll definitely eat good food, because it's what's around you. Normally, what you surround yourself with, you are most likely to use. So, you know what? Just make sure that of the things that you buy for your household, of the things that you buy for your cabinet at your workplace, of the things that you buy for your office desk, you might want to include a lot more of natural foods, a lot more of antioxidant foods like we talked about earlier in the show today, a lot more of, you know, healthy beverages and drinks, because those are the ones that really look out for your best interest. They really want to, you know, make sure that you live a longer life. They really want to make sure that even as you live a long life, it's a life free of pain, it's a life free of disease, it is a life full of productivity. So you might want to have good food stocked around you, healthy food stocked around you, organic food stocked around you, and those are the foods that you are most likely to eat most of the time. Now we end the show. I know I'm smiling, but I'm really sad on the inside because the show is ending. This has become, you know, like my playground where I get to play with you guys and, you know, just communicate. So yeah, it's sad that the show ends, but all good things come to an end, just like this one. I will see you next week on Sunday, 6 p.m. But also the repeat for these shows can be caught on Mondays at 10:45 a.m. If you're still looking out or you missed out on my social media platforms earlier, here they are. Instagram, Food Witness, YouTube, Amanda Tweba the Dash Nutritionist, Facebook, Amanda Tweba the Dash Nutritionist, and on WhatsApp you can still send in your questions and inquiries 0782152610. I love you for watching. Do remember that wellness is an adventure. Until next time, bye bye.